we're very excited. Fiona, a little bit about yourself and how you first got involved in music, how you first started playing.
Yeah. Well, I'm Fiona Hayes. I'm 15 years old and I'm from the Twin Cities. I first got involved in music. I mean, I started learning piano around age 5, just up the street from my house. I had a piano teacher right next door. And then I started learning how to sing and perform in bands around age 8. And then I think 4 or 5 years ago, I started teaching myself guitar, which is my primary instrument other than my voice currently. But if I'm talking how I got involved in music just personally, I don't know, I've just been listening to music from a very young age. Both my parents are very, interested in music and very involved with music as well. My dad was a DJ back in college, and my mom also performed in a couple bands back in college.
Nice.
I've just been listening to a lot of music, like in the backseat of my parents' car, just listening to that and, having that being planted in my brain, my very young brain. And that just always stuck with me, I guess.
Was there a particular band or genre or song that you vividly remember listening to in the car and you were like, this is what I want to do?
Well, I have a lot. Because both my parents have very different music tastes, so I kind of took from both of them. Mostly my mom. But I listened to a lot of No Doubt when I was younger. I was very, very obsessed with No Doubt. And Britney Spears, which is kind of surprising. I just remember listening to a playlist specifically made for me by my parents. Who else? A lot of 90s artists, female 90s artists. I listened to if I'm thinking when I was younger, what else did I listen to? I listened to a lot of Kiss, which is very,
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Because I really liked Scooby-Doo as a kid, and when they did that collab with Kiss in that one Kiss Scooby-Doo movie, I learned what Kiss was.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, do you know this movie?
I think we both might be too old for this one.
You might have to tell us a little bit more about this one.
So, okay, Scooby-Doo, right? They made
We are familiar with Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Well, they made a movie with Kiss, and it was Scooby-Doo and Kiss. And the Scooby gang, they go to a Kiss amusement park, where there's some supposed hauntings and such, because there's this ghost from space or something haunting the park, and then Kiss joins them to stop this ghost from terrorizing the people going to the Kiss theme park. And then at one point they all go to space, and there's a whole rock band Space Planet. All right. Yeah, so that's that movie.
Well, I might have to find that one. I mean, it does sound very much like a Scooby-Doo plot, for sure.
Yeah.
Those pesky kids ruining everything for the villains. Yes, that's...
Yeah, but I very much got into Kiss. And I would actually go up on tree stumps when I was on a walk with my parents around the neighborhood, and I would sing Kiss songs just on the tree stumps.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
They're saving those videos to post on YouTube when you're rich and famous to embarrass you a little bit, right?
Yeah, probably.
Did you say you were in bands when you were 8?
Yeah, well, I was in a program that was basically just kids going to do covers and performing for their family and friends after learning covers with other kids. That was basically the program. So that's how I started performing. Okay. But then around 2023, I started wanting to write my own songs. So that's how I got into songwriting.
Where did you find your inspiration to write your going from covers to originals?
Yeah,
is not easy. I've heard multiple people say it's not easy.
Yeah. Where
did you find your inspiration to just kick off and start doing it?
Yeah, it is a really weird transition. I mean, just with all the artists I listened to, I tried to listen to what I would think would be my sound and kind of pick and choose from different artists, if that makes sense. But then also just kind of with instinct when you're writing a song and there's a specific sound that you're oh, I like that and I want to put that in a song, if that makes sense.
Yeah. when I listen to your music, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of like kind of this era, and this reminds me a little bit, just enough for that familiarity. Where you're like, oh, I think I'm going to like this one, and then it diverges into an entirely new song, which I really like. And I like that each song is different from another. Langan and I see a lot of music, and we can tell you sometimes you listen to one song, you've listened to but I really found that so refreshing. So it's, and yes, of course it would all be 90s. That would, yeah. And what program were you doing the covers?
School of Rock.
Oh, it was okay. Okay. Yeah, I was. She Rock was going to be my other guess, except I knew that they didn't do so much with the covers. They play more original music.
Yeah.
And when did you decide to take it up and not like? I think I'm going to do more than sing this song on a stump.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like when I started performing at 8 years old. There was just that like feeling of adrenaline that like kind of got me hooked. And as I'm performing all these covers, I'm kind of like listening to the artists I like, and I'm like, what do they feel when they're performing songs that they write? And I wanted to know how that felt. And, I just kind of started from there, if that makes sense. Yeah.
What is the difference between, when we talk about that feeling that you get when you sing somebody else's song as opposed to when you sing your own original song? Is there a different feel to something like that?
There definitely is. I mean, they both have that adrenaline of just being on stage in general. But when you're performing somebody else's song, it's like harder to connect to. And you're like, these people have most likely heard this song before, and they're not in for anything like much of a surprise. But when you're performing your own song, it's kind of like it's directly coming from you, and you're trying to give a piece of yourself to the audience, and you're trying to connect with the audience more, and you're trying to like make the audience understand how you like specifically feel.
I love that idea of giving a piece of yourself to the audience. I mean, the generosity of that is. Do you have some favorite places? What's funny is we saw you play in the church. Was it Red Wing or was it?
That one was
Rochester.
at Big Turn.
We go to different things.
Yeah.
And then the White Squirrel. You couldn't talk about two more different places where I for sure have seen you play. You know, do you have some place? And it doesn't have to be a venue, but like places that you think or places that you'd like to play.
Yeah, I play a lot at Pillar Forum in Amsterdam. Barn Hall, I think.
Yep.
I also want to shout out Pillar for the all ages aspect.
Oh yeah.
And I don't mean to go on a tangent because I want to more, but
yeah.
as a young musician, it's got to be hard to play in the cities.
Yeah.
And Pillar and Underground are making these places where you can play. So shout out Pillar.
Yeah, Pillar is really, really good for all ages shows. And it's really good. It's such like not a small venue, but it's like kind of a compact area where it makes everything feel a lot like more of a community, if that makes sense.
It's very cozy.
Yeah, it's very cozy. But then there's the other room where you're like kind of like, oh, I need a drink or something, and that's also a good place to connect with people. And it is kind of hard to play some 21 plus shows, just because I would say a big portion of my audience is not of drinking age. But Amsterdam is also really good for all ages shows because it's very like at a place where people can like drive to and like hang out. Obviously would love to play First Avenue, 7th Street also. They're obviously iconic, venues.
That would be, well, and I have to say, well, what's funny is I saw you play quite recently at the White Squirrel, and I was like, that's Fiona Hayes. And I was like, no, because I'd had a discussion with the manager there about having people under 21 play.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, it's a dead ringer. I mean, or just like, I like, well, whatever, that makes, but I think part of the reason that they're like, yeah, this will work, because you seem to take it very seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I would
listen to the
hope
music.
so.
And, no, but which I think is, how much of the business side of it are you, how intense are you?
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a misconception sometimes when I play with older artists like on the same bill or at like a 21 plus venue, is that I won't take it as seriously or I'll kind of like goof off or something. But I try to take it as seriously as possible,
Well, the White Squirrel, you certainly took it more seriously than well, and one of the reasons that I know some venues, I won't call out any specifically, but you have somebody, the band's all 19, and then they've got 8 roadies each, who are coming in, and you're like, well, that's a different, you're not giving out that vibe at all, which is so much of what you do is already so professional for age 15. It's quite impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, White Squirrel is a really fun place to play. I've only played there once, but it was a really good experience.
It is another place to meet a lot of different musicians, but if you're going to hang out, I'm sure they would like you to be 21.
Yeah, no, I might have had to leave right after our set was done.
And that's kind of, yeah. They don't even card me anymore.
Not something to brag about.
So, should we play some music?
Sure.
Yeah. What would you like us? We have the songs that you send us, and then we can play anything that's online.
Yeah, I have a song called Mediocre White Boy.
I was like, please let it be Mediocre White Boy.
I have that song. I don't know. I think it's a cool song.
Would you like to talk about it a little bit now or after the song?
Maybe after.
Okay, because a lot of it is, but
to give the audience some context.
Okay. Mediocre White Boy by Fiona Hayes, who's in studio.
Oh, there we go. It happens on the current too. That's what we always say. So.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
That's what I mean by I don't mind the slow, and this was the probably the network. Well, although it's downloaded, it was. It happens on the current too. Those people are getting paid. I might have to walk behind you I might have to get a drink now because
It's steamy in here.
It is. I've spent too much time outside in the last few days. Where too.
Yeah, why is it?
I've got it's quieter in the studio than it usually is, I think. Paul had it up so loud. Just talk shop. Do you want us to play 2 songs or 3? It's up to you.
Whatever, honestly.
All right. What is it you've asked now before?
Yeah.
Mediocre White Boy by Fiona Hayes, who we have in studio. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us a little bit about that song. What's the inspiration?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a funny story because a lot of the time when I write songs, it's me taking inspiration from like the people around me. Just kind of quietly observing people's relationships and dynamics. So sometimes I'll take a song and I'll transform the bigger meaning into a relationship just to kind of like, not dumb it down, but like kind of just fit it into like a simpler, like thing to listen to. You know what I mean?
More accessible. More,
Yeah. So that song, it kind of sounds like I'm talking to someone in particular, like maybe it's in a relationship. Like I'm in a relationship with that person, right? But the true meaning of the song is me talking to a much larger demographic. Does that make sense?
It sure does.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious what that demographic
right,
is.
Right.
It's kind of in the song.
I think it needed to be if they're going to hear it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that song, I feel like most of it kind of speaks for itself and the meaning, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it's been getting a lot of play. It was on The Current, and it's going to be in a movie. Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
I
Can you?
I can't.
What does it rhyme with? No.
No, but I can't. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the title of the movie just
You
yet.
don't have to say it. We're just super excited.
Yeah,
We
I
will
was
start
excited
guessing, so we're
Yeah.
gonna start randomly throwing out.
Okay.
Hold on. Will it star a dog in the Mystery Machine? And is it a Scooby Doo?
Possibly.
That would be so amazing.
That would be great.
How did that come about? That's huge. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean.
Or if you can't say it, I also totally understand.
Okay, I can, I guess. Yeah, so, the director of the movie, reached out to me via email and was like, I heard your song, and he's all the way out in California, so that's pretty cool. And it kind of was like, oh, people, are listening to my music, not just in Minnesota, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he reached out and he was like, I would like to have this song in my movie if that's okay with you.
So it wasn't even something you had to write for the movie. It was your song
was
that you wrote for yourself.
Yeah.
And they picked it up. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That's
congratulations.
huge.
That's fantastic.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
And getting played on the Current is cool too. But
Yeah.
Did you ever expect that at 15?
No.
Or when you started writing music, what was your end game then, and what has it turned into now?
Yeah, I mean, my end game when I first started out, it's kind of like, having people listen to my music and actively enjoy it and oh, you should listen to this person, put it out there for other people. But I feel like the more I've kind of succeeded in playing my music and performing my music and, have people, listening to my music, my, not dream, my dreams, basically, for my career have kind of grown, you know what I mean, and have extended, knowing what the possibilities are.
I think that's fantastic. As they should.
Yeah.
You crawled and you walked and but to be able to see so many things, and that's... And I'm glad to hear that many of your songs are written through observation, because listening to them, like, ooh, this 15-year-old has been through a lot of heartbreak. What's going on here?
Yeah.
That is, I think that's part of what makes the music for all ages.
Yeah.
Not that everybody can't remember their first crush or their for anything else, but you also have a very mature eye and a very mature tone for some of that stuff, which I think works well, Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you'll be getting calls from more movies, I think. Hopefully. And how much time do you spend on music versus, say, school? Now, I know it's July, so that's an easy answer now, but...
I am actually homeschooled.
Okay.
So that makes it a lot easier, and I can, move my schedule around, and, I can take days off when I like playing a show or when I just need to songwrite, you know, so that makes it a lot easier.
Well, the teacher gets on the field trip slip. It makes it easier. Yeah.
Have you been homeschooled ever since, or did you switch to homeschooling once everything started to happen?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I switched to homeschool during when the like pandemic started.
Got it.
Just because online like school was really, you know, not my cup of tea.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah. It was interesting, but it definitely was very convenient once I started writing my own music.
Do you think that would have changed had you stayed in public, like in-person school?
Most likely, just because like I wouldn't have had much time,
Fair.
as much time, and like I would have been focusing on so many other things, and having like, oh, I have to worry about this, you know, this class or whatever, but you know.
I'm doing the math, and I'm like, so 6 years ago, you were that. I just find that to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean, that is a good seed, well nourished.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. You know, what a gift to be able to do that.
Yeah,
that's. And then, how do you step out when you decide to start playing? I mean, do you have a cohort of folks that you are? I mean, I knew that you went to the one camp, but do you have a community of folks that you spend time with here?
Well, a lot of my friends I know from that program.
Okay.
And some are still in that program, but I'm not in that program, and some of my friends are also not in that program anymore. But I have a lot of almost all my friends know how to play instruments and like multiple instruments, and so they'll back me up, you know, when I'm playing a gig and I want to play like full band. Like my band currently is all my close friends, which is really great when I'm like, you know, trying to talk to them and teach them like the song, because it makes things a lot easier for me.
Is it awkward for you to kind of be the ringleader of your friends and to know that they went through the same program and maybe haven't, I don't know how to say this without...
Nobody's called them for a movie?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be, does that affect your relationship with your friends or the band?
Not really, because they were like told to do stuff like in that program, maybe even harsher than, you know.
Well, they're like,
so they were almost trained for this moment.
Yeah, basically.
Well, shout out to School of Rock. I didn't know that. That's yeah,
but they definitely have a better work ethic because of it, I would say. And you know, they take it seriously as well, because they know that it's like my dream to, you know, write and, you know, have people listen to my music, so they take it seriously because of that.
I'm realizing that I know very little about the School of Rock.
I know, and I just covered them last weekend at Taste of Minnesota and loved it, but we should get more involved.
We should get more involved. Well, I walk by it all the time. I live a few blocks from one of the
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So that is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it's also because of the gigs they play with me. Just like how much we gig, they also learn from, you know, playing those gigs.
But right now you kind of use a circle of people, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a solid... Are you looking down the line and kind of... Are you almost testing some of these people out to see if they... Because clearly there's no stopping you. There's a movie in your future, currents play... There's no stopping you. So are you like in your mind, and you don't have to name names or even answer, but are you kind of in your mind picking out who you want to be there when everything hits the fan in the best way possible?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I do... I mean, all of my friends also have friends who play music, just, you know, by being their friends, kind of, you know. So it's a bit of that circle plus an extra ring of that circle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would obviously love to have, you know, my friends be there and maybe when, you know.
It's when, but.
Thank you. When everything kind of gets bigger.
Yeah.
I'm just fascinated by all. I'm like, wow, yeah. But it is nice when you have the people who are, when you know the people on stage love you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that support. I feel like the older bands, it almost turns into a competition.
Yeah.
Or they get stuck in their one circle, and you see the same band play with the same other bands at the same club on the same night of the same month. And I already see that with you, and younger performers that we've had, and that's not the case, and I think I love that so much. Yeah, just a collaborative kind of vibe.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we all do better, we all do better. I mean, you know, I think that's what it is. If you can have more people come in and do different.
Mm-hmm.
With that, do you have any shows coming up?
I do have some shows
What
coming
a
up.
segue.
Look at that! Listen, that was almost close.
Yeah. Well, on July 23rd, I have a song coming out, and the next day I have a single release at Amsterdam with Blimey, Spider Lily, and Honey Girl.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And then July 17th, I have a show at Seward Cafe, right, with Damphibian and Ditch Pigeon. And then I also have a show July 31st at Dayblock Brewing. And then I also have a show on my birthday, August 4th, at Sociable Cider Works.
Leo.
Yeah.
August 3rd right here.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, that's going to be a really fun one. It's outdoor, and it's like an open mic artist showcase, which will be very fun. So come out to that, and it'll be like a really fun hangout. Yeah, that's what I have so far. And you can see everything else, all the other shows I'm playing on my Instagram at Fiona Hayes Music. Yeah.
How did you pick the bands that you're playing with? Because I'm going to be honest, every single one of those shows, someone has reached out to me about covering it. And that's a sign of you picked some really good bands that know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
So, did they ask you? Did you ask them? How did that all come to be?
Well, it's kind of a mix because I'll play a show with a couple bands and then they'll be like, oh, you should reach out to these people, and I feel like they'd be interested in playing a show with you. And then I'll reach out to them and they'll be like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. Or bands will reach out to me and then I'll be like, oh yeah, that sounds awesome. You know, it's really a mix.
Is there anything you'll say no to right now?
I
mean, I don't mean that sounded so right. No, the shows have been eclectic. Seeing you in Red Wing, obviously, that's a massive festival with a million kinds of genres.
Yeah.
But also knowing you're playing with everyone from Ditch Pigeon to Spider Lily, it's a huge range right there.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're looking for, or are you just looking for good times, good people with supportive audiences?
Mainly just that, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm not going to say no to like a folk band or something just because they're a folk band or, you know, any kind of band.
Again,
really.
it's the young band versus the old band mentality. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love when it's a disparate lineup because, and you know, some are not necessarily going to be, you know, that's not true. Some you're like, I probably won't be into that one. They're like, well, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. No, I've been pleasantly surprised by some bands, and I mean, obviously, it depends on the lineup and like what makes sense for that show. You know, with the location and the audience and like the different bands that are playing. Because I don't want it to be too all over the place. But at that same time, it's good to have some unexpected, you know, genres in there. Yeah.
Well, and I think to what you've been saying, and maybe do a little bit what Mediocre White Boy gets into say. You know, people are more mindful of being diverse in all the ways, which is, I always think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
It always lends to different brains and different ways of thinking. And you must learn things watching other people play. Just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I might borrow that.
Yeah, no, I do. I mean, especially with more like bands who have been like in the music scene longer, you know, I'll be like, oh, I like how they interacted with the crowd, or I like how they, you know, like moved their body while they were playing the guitar. Especially because I'm stuck behind a guitar most of the time while I'm singing, and that's something I'm still like learning how to like navigate. But yeah, I definitely like to, you know, like just kind of note things when I'm watching other bands.
I think, yeah, that's awesome. Friends who have been playing for a long time, and I'll watch them, and they're like, you taking notes on how that drummer's playing? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Fair. From, that's a better way to bring your drumsticks from here to there. You know, from the very mundane to,
yeah, it doesn't even have to be on stage what you take note of. It can be like off stage.
Like, oh, you could use the ponytail holder, and that would work today.
Yeah.
You know, that'll hold the sticks together. That's way better than the twist tie, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Should we play some more music?
Sure.
All right. What?
Do you want to play Broken, the other one that you sent over?
Sure.
You want to talk about it now or after?
Maybe after.
After?
Okay.
All right.
Going. Yeah.
Broken by Fiona Hayes, who we have in studio on Mostly Minnesota Music on WMCN 91.7 FM in St. Paul. Contractually obligated to say that every now and then.
Should have hit play when you started that. What is going on? There we go.
Oh, that is fantastic about the movie thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you think it was a crank call? I would totally have thought it was a prank call. I mean, not that I'm the only.
Yeah.
That's not
We
as.
were we were like googling it. Like, is this a real person?
Yeah, apparently they're kind of like new at making movies or something like that.
But we were able to vet, like pre-vet before we like reached back out.
Yeah, I mean he has a IMDb.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't remember what order the letters go in. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably tell them the title now that we're not on.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
still
We're
live.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but when we're off live,
You can write it on a piece of paper.
Yeah, right. This is my newest release. Yeah. They get all jumbled in my head. Yeah. Because, like, cover art and, like, you know, all this stuff.
Brothers Spoons in too.
Okay.
I don't know any other places.
There's a coffee shop by Devani's right in the same building. I mean, it's just. I think there is. I don't know any coffee shops anymore. I like the ribs one.
Yeah, it's kind of fun designing stickers. I don't know. It's like, and then like getting the end product and it's like, ooh, it's shimmery. You know?
Like Project Runway, we're like, oh, it looks just like a woman.
Yeah. There's a new season now of Project Runway.
Is there?
Yeah.
Because I watched it all on Hulu. I don't know.
Isn't it Disney Plus or something?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I might have
I
that
think
one.
it's Disney Plus through Hulu, like that collab or whatever they did.
It's
Yeah.
been a long time since I've thought of that show.
Yeah. I actually watched the new episode yesterday.
Alright.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my youngest daughter dazzles bras for outfits on stage and stuff.
Yeah.
And I said she should be on it. And I was like, I don't know, the last time I was.
Yeah, it's kind of like devolved into something kind of crazy. Not like in a bad way, but like I think Tyra Banks is on it now.
Well, that's adding a little.
Yeah.
Right? She got canceled.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
said something.
I don't know why she's
Well, because they looked at the stuff that went on during
Oh.
America's Next
Says
Top Model.
Top Model, yeah.
Yeah.
You see the documentary on that?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I got rid of all streaming right before they came out, and I'm so bummed.
It was on Netflix, I think.
Yeah, I got rid of
Well,
it.
even back in the day, you'd be like, they wouldn't pull her teeth. Broken, Fiona Hayes, who we have in studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about that song, or?
No, yeah, that song, it's my newest release, actually. And I don't know, I was kind of feeling, like, when I was writing that song, I was just kind of feeling, like, kind of depressed about just, like, everything. And I was like, you know that existential, like, dread you feel sometimes?
Sometimes.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And I was like, am I even going to succeed in the field that I'm in? And I just kind of wrote a song, like, I'm kind of, like, you know, how much I want this kind of song, you know, and, like, I'm worried that this isn't going to happen the way I want it to. It's the main, you know, theme of the song.
Yeah, well, yeah. How cathartic is that? Because I'm going to start writing. I mean, you know, how did you feel after you wrote it, and then how do you feel when you sing it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny because they're two different, feelings.
Yeah, right.
I mean, when I wrote it, I was kind of like, I'm glad I got this feeling off my chest, at least for the meantime.
Right.
And when I'm, like, writing about it, or, like, performing about it, sorry, it's just kind of funny because everybody's like, oh, this is really cool, and I really like this. At least that's what I hear after the show, and it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of ironic, if that's even the correct meaning of that word, And it's like something about being worried that people aren't going to like it, and then people liking it as you're singing about people not liking it or something.
To get your big break with a song called "Broken" would be the irony, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
That's kind of
you
what
nailed
I was
it.
thinking
You nailed
as
it.
I was producing it with my producer. I was like, it'd be kind of funny.
That would be. We'll work on that one. For you. We'll
Yeah.
work on that.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to folks who are young or even old, kind of getting into doing some of the stuff that you're doing? Because it sounds like you're very hands-on, from the merch to the songwriting to all,
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would say an important part is just the people around you. Making sure that you're surrounded by people who, like, love and support you. Because that gives you that, like, self-confidence half the time when you're worried, about yourself. But another part is just, like, not worrying about if people are gonna like it just based off of, like, what songs are, like, trending right now. And, not trying to have your music be influenced too hard based off what people in general are liking nowadays. And that's all I can think of, really. Those are the two main points.
Well, I think when we go to shows, as I said, we hear a lot that sounds the same, and then it's the one that sounds different, and you absolutely positively stuck out in the best of ways. We went to wherever we were. Right. Thank you. We're like, because did we see every band that one?
We saw all but one that weekend.
We saw
all but two.
So when we're there, we're seeing all of them. So a part of it is, 2 days later, you're like, well, who do we remember?
Yeah.
And I think we were at a show and we were talking about that, and your name was the first one that popped up for both of us.
Yeah. That's a good thing. I mean, I think so. I think, well, depending on whether you're listening online or on the radio, we were talking a little bit about Project Runway. It's like too current. It's of the season. You gotta go to where be the trendsetter.
Yeah.
I think that's. So you get inspiration from observation, and how do you set about writing a song? Are you disciplined, or does it come to you, or?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, it even depends, like, where I am. Like, if I'm, like, at a Target or something. Like, when I start a song, it's mainly starts from, like, a phrase or a melody or a riff that, like, just kind of my brain created, and it's, like, stuck in there and it won't go away. And that's usually when I know that it's something worth, investigating.
Yeah.
But can you repeat the question? I think I got it.
Well, I think you're very much like, how do the songs come to you, or do you set time to make them come?
Yeah. Sorry, my brain went.
It is 120 degrees in this room, so
yeah. I mean, I try to be as loose with it as I can be, and not trying to train myself to not do something with a song. I try to go outside the box with a song whenever I can, and I try to push myself with each song I do. Like, a pattern I've been noticing personally is that the instrumentals for each song get a bit more complex. I am actually going to be releasing a song that is in 2 different time signatures and actually has a key change. So that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. But I would say I try to just not say no to any idea when I'm writing, and I do try to put time aside in my day to write, but I feel like the best ideas happen when I'm about to fall asleep, or I'm in bed just scrolling on my phone or something.
Wishing sleep to come, and then you're now I gotta get up, I gotta do all this. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit looking at time. Would we like to play one more song?
Sure.
Okay. Well, anything that's radio friendly on.
I'm seeing Heartbreak or Sin.
Is that what we gave? Heartbreak?
I can't remember if it's explicit.
I can't remember either.
It usually tells us on.
I think it's fine.
It should be fine.
I don't
The other ones say explicit, but this one does not.
Okay, then it should be fine.
Okay.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Should we talk about it after again, like we've been doing? Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
Heartbreak by Fiona Hayes.
Usually Spotify is right.
Yeah.
I think there's been one time we had a song played, it was just like curse word after curse. And we were like, oh, okay,
Well,
turn
and
it off.
those are usually, they're from 1984.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, so you're like, well, I should have remembered that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one where there wasn't a King Daddy swears. I'm like, we probably could do that one, and I can't remember now which.
Yeah.
I was just checking your streaming numbers, and it's over 12,000 now.
For.
Heartbreak. And
Oh.
mediocre.
Okay.
Is that crazy to hear that number?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
That's gotta be wild.
Yeah.
Well, and to know somebody from California, as I say, and to hear people all over that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Just think about the business of things. We'll probably finish up the song and then talk for a little bit more, and then we'll go back to playing the. I try to model good, being punctual for the next person who may or may not come in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's any curse words in this one.
It's hard to remember. It's like you said, they jumbled together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of a jury of your peers, and we're on a college campus. If it were later in the day, if it was after 10 or something, it wouldn't matter at all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there are no 6 words you can't say on radio. It depends on.
Context. Yeah.
So sorry. It was going to sleep and I was actually tapped.
Oh,
So I just
oh.
swiped. I'm not having a good time with technology today.
Usually it's me, so
No. It's
I'm
gonna
glad
be,
you can take one for the
it's
team
gonna be
today.
a long day.
Sometimes you walk in and you're just like, well, good luck to us. But we are so glad that you guys could come in today, all the people.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Heartbreak by Fiona Hayes, who we have in studio.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that song and how that came to you.
Yeah. I think I wrote that song when I was 13, maybe 14, maybe like very early 14. I was actually really sick when I wrote that. I had like a really, really bad cold that was like, lingered for like 3 weeks.
Oh.
And I mean, honestly, I had nothing else to do. If that makes sense. I mean, I like sing that now and I'm like, oh, these verses are just so low because my voice always changes when I'm sick and I can like sing like Depeche Mode or something when I'm sick.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. But the meaning of this song, I mean, it's kind of like me imagining a situation where, I mean, like somebody experienced heartbreak and like deceit and betrayal, and I'm trying to like, extend on that and how I would feel if I, was put in that situation. And I also took inspiration from like the people around me for that song and like people going through like a tough time, and I'm like, if I were in this situation, how would I feel? Is the main, like start of that song, of how it, evolved into something bigger.
Part of me say that because that in some ways I feel like, well, that'll prepare you for some of life's crossroads.
Yeah.
And or that will make you more empathetic. Or do you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems like you're probably a fairly empathetic person to begin with.
I hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
But really, don't you think? There you go.
Yeah.
Scenario it out. What will I do if that kind of thing happens?
Yeah. I mean, all of my earlier songs I feel like are have like a lot more simple of a meaning to them. And as I said before, with it becoming more complex instrumentally, it also becomes more complex with the meaning behind the song. And I feel like I could dive into a lot more detail with like certain songs than others, you know what I mean? Just based off of like my personal connection to that song.
It will be interesting to hear you sing some of these songs, for you to sing some of these songs, 10 years from now.
Yeah.
And what might be surprising is to find some of the simple ones you're like, well, I nailed that one. Some things you come back around to.
Yeah, well, now that I'm thinking about it, like, the meaning of my earlier songs changes for me depending on where I am in life, and, like, if I'm having, like, a rough day when I'm performing it, it changes the meaning of that song.
Well, and again, I'm glad to hear that some of this is observational, because that's a lot for somebody.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot for anyone to go through.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes when it's through observation and through other things, you have to take your love for something else, whether it's your love for music, or love for family, or love for nature, whatever other things. And I think that in a lot of ways makes it even more universal.
Mm-hmm.
We're like go into kind of some deeper meanings.
Yeah.
That's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Remind us again about some of the shows that are coming up.
Yeah, I have a single release on July 24th, and I'm releasing my new single July 23rd, the day before, at Amsterdam. And then July 17th, I have a show at Seward Cafe. July 31st, I have a show at Day Block Brewing. August 4th, my birthday, I have a show at Sociable Cider Works. And that's all I have right now for gigs. But in January, I'm actually planning on releasing an album. Hopefully.
Oh, nice.
So be on the lookout for that.
Nice. You were playing, again, it's such a wide range of places.
Mm-hmm.
Between, the Seward Cafe is about as intimate as you can get.
Yeah.
From there to Day Block Cider Works and all that. Do you prepare differently for those? Obviously either you have other band members or you don't, but like mentally, do you like, all right, this is how I'm gonna...
Yeah, I do, depending on like, the stage or like, if I've played there before, I know what to expect most of the time, and I even know how to dress for this venue, kind of, or, and I know what to expect. So it is different for each venue when I prepare.
I like to hear you say you know how to dress, because every now we'll have people and you'll sort of ask what genre do they like. Well, it defies genre. I'm like, just tell me which boots I should wear.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Then I have something, to,
Yeah.
I have something to grab onto from that
Yeah.
perspective. So I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to music, really.
And your socials?
Instagram, I'm Fiona Hayes Music.
Thank you so much for coming in. It is
Thank
a
you for
delight
having
to
me.
have you in. So we should go back to some music about hair.
Yeah, let's listen to Glitter from Cuckoo.
I'm a fan of Cuckoo.
Did you see the America's Got